Hello, my friends. We have a very special YouTube today because we started a new facility and we prepared Shabbos boxes or Shabboxes for them. But then the facility on Thursday locked down because of a COVID breakout, and I was able to deliver the Shabboxes, but I wasn't able to explain what's in them or what to do with them or what they're all about. So I was asked to do this YouTube, and we're going to send it to the residents in that facility and anyone else who wants to hear. This is a Shabbox. The idea was invented by a woman who was sick in the hospital for a very long time with a debilitating disease, and she would get Shabbos boxes of some sort, but they weren't attractive. And she mentioned to her family she wishes she had something that put more honor into the Shabbos. And she developed this idea of the Shabbox. Sadly, she passed away before the Shabboxes were really sent out and became popular. But her children and her family took on the idea and made the Shabbox in her honor, or in her memory, and they're called Fanny's Shabboxes, after Fanny Cohen. Then came along Corona, and they shut down because they couldn't get into the hospitals. Around the same time, my son-in-law, very special young man, came to me and said, there's so many people in these facilities that don't get anything now because they're also on lockdown, and I can't come. Or he said to me, Abba, you can't come and give them classes and talk to them about Yiddishkeit and talk to them about Shabbos. At least we should be able to bring them something. So we developed this idea and we put it out in the community news. And then somehow Sarah Cohen, Fanny's daughter, called me up and said, we have the boxes. We're ready. We can't use them anymore because we can't get into the hospitals. Maybe you can use them. So they send me this, the boxes and some of the things that are in them that I'll show you right now. Disposable Kiddush cup, electric candles, grape juice. We added a few things. 2 challahs, occasionally a rose, sponsored by Rose of Sharon of Lakewood, and of course the Divrei Torah and newsletter from the Torah Outreach Program. That's the contents of the Shabbox, together with a little history of Fanny Cohen and how the Shabbox came to be. But what do we do with these things? What we do is we turn a regular day, a regular Friday night, into Shabbos. Take your rose, put it into the water. When it comes time for candle lighting, which this Shabbos is 5/22, light your candles by twisting the tops. And everything we need to do is on these instruction sheets that come with the box. As arms are motioned 3 times, hands drawn over the flames as is to bring the light towards you. Then cover your face as a special blessing is said. After lighting the candles, we move our hands to bring in the light. Cover our face so we don't see the light until after the blessing is said. And we say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu la'adlik ner shel Shabbos. Blessed are you, God, our God, King of the universe, that sanctified us with His commandments and commanded us to light the Shabbos lights. Then, when people come home from synagogue, if you don't go to synagogue, we're escorted by 2 heavenly beings, 2 angels, so to speak. And when you have special company, you're supposed to welcome them. So our heavenly beings are welcomed. But first we make sure that our table is set We have 2 challahs, 2 rolls on the table. Why 2? Because they got a double portion of the manna of the mun in honor of the Shabbos. We have our wine or grape juice, our Kiddush cup is out, our table is set with our flour and our candles. And we sing a song of greeting to these angels. There are many different tunes, but I found the tune that is most remembered by people in the facilities is a tune I learned from my grandmother. And funny thing is, I've changed over the years, and we're starting to bring this tune back because I've been singing it with the facilities, and also because one of my children appreciates this one more than the others. It goes like this. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Yashares Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Barachem leShalom Malachei Yashalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Baruch Hu Nili Shalom Malachei Yashalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Teiskem leShalom Malachei Yashalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, on these sheets, if you can't read the Hebrew, everything is written in Hebrew and transliterated Hebrew words, English letters, and even written in English. So you can follow the sheets. Afterwards, take the wine or grape juice, pour it into the Kiddush cup, and we say the Kiddush, which is divided into 3 parts. A testimony of the fact that we believe God created the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th. A blessing on the wine, and a blessing on the day of Shabbos. Part 1. Yom HaShishi v'echul hashamayim v'aretz v'chol tzvam Michal Elokim Yom HaShvi Melachto Asher Asa Vayishbos B'Yom HaShvi Mikol Melachto Asher Asa Vayvarech Elokim Es Yom HaShvi V'Yikadesh Oso Ki Ro Shavas Mikol Melachto Asher Bara Elokim Lasos Savremar Navravan Rabbi Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Borei Peri HaGofen Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Asher Kiddushav B'Mitzvosav Ratzavanu V'Shabbos Kadshav B'Yavav Ratzanichilanu Zikaron L'Maseh V'Reishis Ki Hu Yom Techil Mikrei Kodesh Zeichel Yetzias Mitzrayim Kivanu V'Acharta V'Yosanu Kidashta Mikol Hamim V'Shabbos Kadshecha B'Yavav Ratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch Atah Hashem Mikadesh HaShabbos. After Kiddush, you drink the grape juice, and then we wash our hands. We prepare for hamotzi. Wash your hands. It says there's an instructions here how to do that. Everyone having washed their bread is now seated at the table. Just as in Kiddush, a leader and all those at the table should have in mind that the leader is making the blessing for all those listening. The challah on the table should be covered, and on top and below. In other words, you have a plate underneath and a challah cover on top. The following blessing is recited. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Bless you, God, King of the universe, who brought bread from the ground. We eat our challah, we enjoy our Shabbos meal. But at every Shabbos meal, you're supposed to speak words of Torah. So I included the Torah Outreach Program newsletter. In the outline, there are some ideas of Torah, but I'm not going to read this to you now because you have this, those of you who got the packages yesterday have this in front of you. I will tell you something else that I just saw today in a class that I gave. The Talmud tells us we're not supposed to pray for the sick on Shabbos because we're not supposed to be involved in things that depress us and upset us. As when we do visit sick people and when we do mention sick people, we say, Shabbos hi melizuk. Shabbos is a day that you don't call out, refuah krova lovo, but your healing should come quickly. What does that mean? One is just pointing out that we can't pray or cry or scream out on Shabbos. We're supposed to be involved in things that make us happy, not make us sad. But that's kind of difficult if we know people or we ourselves need God's help, either to feel better or for whatever issue we're dealing with. So there's another explanation which shows us so beautifully how it helps. Shabbos hi melizuk. Shabbos we shouldn't call out. Refuah krova lovo. But the healing, the salvation will come because Shabbos will bring it. We don't need to ask for our personal issues on Shabbos. Just our honoring and respecting the Shabbos, our prayers will be answered. We say every Friday night, Ki hi mikor habracha. Shabbos is the source of all blessing. So whatever our needs are, we don't even have to ask for them on Shabbos. All we have to do is keep the Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Enjoy the boxes.